Don't live your life in pain. Whether it's something new you feel or it's been around for years, South Bay Pain Doctors is here to help you get better. I'm Laura Fong, your host for Common Sense, and today we're learning about comprehensive treatment plans to live a pain-free life.
By the time you feel something that your body can't correct, and now it's a chronic problem, your body can't correct it, and neither can a pill.
Pain comes in many forms, and it's different for everyone, which is why there's more than one way to treat it.
The best type of pain management that's been borne out in all kinds of research studies is interdisciplinary. So it comes from not just medication, but also physical rehabilitation, sometimes cognitive therapy to redirect how we approach our pain.
One up and through. There you go. Beautiful.
Dr. Adam Weitzman is the medical director of South Bay Pain Doctors, a multidisciplinary practice that provides a full range of advanced pain management and wellness services in the Rolling Hills Plaza off Pacific Coast Highway.
Often what I'll tell patients is that I have no idea if you need surgery or not, but I will either help you avoid surgery or get you to the point where you know that it's necessary. So I'm very pragmatic in my approach, and I try to make sure that we go through every step and we don't brush off things that maybe didn't have the effect that we wanted, but may contribute to that overall effect that we're trying to get of control over the pain.
For each patient, Dr. Weitzman works with his team to create an individualized treatment plan that attacks pain from multiple angles.
If you want to see how physical therapy can work, how chiropractic might be able to work, how massage therapy or cognitive therapy or acupuncture or a cortisone injection, how that might help one of those other things to work, and how they can all be put together to try to get you the right treatment.
South Bay Pain Doctors works to relieve the pain, not just mask it. Injections like epidurals are part of the plan, but not the solution. One way to understand this is to compare it to a toothache.
There's two ways to treat a cavity, right? You can pull the tooth, or you can drill the tooth and fill it. I don't know of any other way. So if you pull the tooth, that's permanent. It works, it's fast, you get it done, but you lose that tooth. And maybe it wasn't necessary if you could drill it. Okay, so permanent, fast, that's surgery. Surgical option might fix the problem, but maybe it causes other problems, right? Maybe you didn't need to have it. So instead of surgery, maybe we'll try to correct it through physical therapy, through movement. And that's like drilling, okay? Very effective, but really painful sometimes. And sometimes the body won't accept it. And we know this when we go to the dentist. If we need a drill, we get Novocaine. Right? We're gonna stick that needle in there and numb it up real good. Well, Novocaine's not the treatment. No more than my epidural injection is the treatment. But that injection allows the treatment.
You're gonna feel a little pinch. 1, 2, 3 pinch. This is the numbing medicine. Okay.
Injections are meant to calm an area temporarily or reduce inflammation so patients can do physical therapy.
Because without it, your body reacts to the pain. Your body fights that pain signal through contracting muscles. So if your dentist doesn't do the Novocaine and starts to drill, your muscles contract to protect you from that pain. You'll close your mouth, you'll wince, you'll pull away. And your body does the same thing in physical therapy if that movement is irritating that area that's already inflamed inside.
A patient needs to have patience. The pain he or she feels likely started years ago and will take time to heal.
Pain that is insidious or that kind of builds up over time, which is the majority of what I see, took a long time to develop, and our bodies start to compensate to allow us to continue to function until the body can no longer compensate.
It's not something an injection or a pill can solve. You'll have to put your body to work. Of course, there are exceptions, but usually the body can heal over time with some physical therapy.
It's very difficult to administer medicine from the outside when our bodies have the capacity to do it from the inside. And so opioids are kind of like that, and we're never really able to catch up. In fact, our bodies need more and more of that external supply of medicine just to get back to normal.
With millions of Americans in pain and drug companies pushing prescription pills, addiction has become a growing problem. Coming up, we'll learn about Dr. Weitzman's mission to tackle the opioid crisis.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
There has been a misperception for the last 10 to 20 years that certain types of pain medicines can be taken safely without the risk of addiction or dependence, and that's just turned out not to be true.
A National Institute of Health study from 2012 found 25.3 million Americans suffer from daily pain. To ease some of that pain, the nation is now in a serious opioid epidemic.
And about 80 people a day are dying from accidental opioid overdose. People just trying to take care of their pain who require higher and higher doses.
Dr. Weitzman has been working to educate the public about the opioid crisis. In January 2017, he took part in a talk at Torrance Memorial.
So it seems like an obvious problem, right? So how can people look the other way?
It's not about the money.
Or maybe it is. So if you look into it, again, this is a $9 billion a year industry just in the United States. And lobbying, millions and millions of dollars are spent at the state and county levels to allow this to happen.
Not only do prescription pills not fix chronic pain, it creates a new problem.
Our bodies produce an opioid-like substance, and it's called an endorphin. So we've taken exogenous or pain pills from the outside, and they flood this same area where our endorphins are located. Now you have so much opioid, so much ligand, so much key. Your brain says, that's too much. I need to be in balance. I need to make more receptors. But you have opioid, so it binds to the receptors. But then your body says, I'm out of balance. I need to make more receptors. But then you have opioid, and it binds to the receptors. Then your brain makes more receptors. But then you have opioid, and so on and so on. And this is what is called tolerance.
That's why people tend to take more and more medicine. If you need to wean off a prescription, Dr. Weitzman recommends doing it slowly.
For those of you who have been on opioids for a very long time, and you're in that trap of every time the medicine wears off, you have severe pain, so you take it, you feel better, then the wears off, then I'd recommend on your own picking a day where you're going to start to decrease and then starting to come down by a little bit every week. Not dramatic. I see a lot of patients, they just throw it down the toilet and then they're in withdrawal and it's too dramatic.
On the other hand, if you've been prescribed opioids for the first time and plan to take it for a new injury, Dr. Weitzman recommends keeping it to 2 weeks max, if at all.
Opioids are medicines in the category of Percocet, Norco, Vicodin, oxycodone, OxyContin, morphine, Dilaudid, hydromorphone, or codeine. If you get a prescription for one of those medicines and you're concerned about how it might affect you, I want to give you one rule of thumb. Try other medicines first, like anti-inflammatories or acetaminophen if your doctor will allow it.
For South Bay pain doctors, it's essential to educate the community about the opioid epidemic to prevent dependence and even death.
I love the tortoise and the hare example because that applies to everything that we do in chronic pain management, whether it's introducing exercise and therapy or whether it's detoxing from opioids.
This comprehensive treatment's not complete yet. When we come back, Dr. Weitzman explains how technology is making us weak.
You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
By the time someone who's had 20 years of pain comes into our office, there's also a certain level of expectation that comes in. And that expectation may be, I need more medicine. It might be, I don't know what you're gonna do because nothing else has worked and I've tried everything. It might be, give me some miracle.
Pain is very personal and everyone experiences it differently. That's why at South Bay Pain Doctors, fellowship-trained doctors work with patients to understand the underlying issues and create a safe and specialized treatment plan.
Lately, I've actually seen some younger people come in with a lot of neck pain. And I have a feeling that it's, due to our technology.
Think about how much time you spend looking at your phone or computer. All that scrolling is affecting your body.
We're just sitting in front of a computer, right? You want to open the file, you turn your head 1 degree over here, and everything is these rigid movements, right? And having that fine motor control requires a lot of contraction. It's not gross movements where you're expanding, contracting, expanding. You're holding things rigid. That decreases blood flow. That limits your mobility. And when you do that over and over and over, every day, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for years, your body starts to adapt to that. And so I'll get people coming in, now younger and younger, who are in pain because they're weak.
No matter how the pain developed, it's all about an integrated approach to help patients return to a healthy and pain-free lifestyle.
We've actually opened our doors to accept all insurance types. We've accepted many different contracts over the last year so that we can have better access to our South Bay community. And we're really trying to do our best to educate the population in South Bay about what pain management can be.
It's this dedication to the community and the employees that earned South Bay Pain Doctors the 2015 Torrance Advantage Award in the People-to-People category.
It was gratifying to know that what we're trying to do here with all of the obstacles in front of us is being recognized. It makes us want to continue this mission for not taking the easy road, not just acquiescing and saying, sure, here you go, and it's not good for you, but take it, and I got to get to the next patient, and really trying to figure out ways to be more dynamic and more educational and trying to hold patients accountable for their own care and make sure that they know that they have the tools, that it's not the end of the road, that even though it's hard, that it can be worthwhile, and giving them the support along the way too.
It was a big honor, especially since starting the business wasn't always easy for Dr. Weitzman.
Running a business as a medical doctor is daunting. There is no education in medical school or internship or residency or fellowship about running a business. And it's not like a typical business. We don't have a cash register in front and we're not exchanging products for money. This is a third-party payer system. Patients come in with insurance and they all have different benefits and they all have different amounts that they're going to cover. And when it comes to the patient just wants to get better. And we just want to get the patient better.
As for advice for entrepreneurs out there,
don't be afraid to fail. There's no amount of schooling that will ever prepare you for the learning curve of trial and error. So be humble, don't be afraid, don't procrastinate. It leads to paralysis, and just try. And if you fail, then maybe that'll open up the next thing.
Thank you so much to South Bay Pain Doctors for this individualized pain treatment plan and for welcoming us into their office and therapy center. If you want to learn more about pain management, head to 2573 Pacific Coast Highway, Suite B, or head to their website, southbaypaindocs.com. And while you're online, head to our Facebook page, Common Sense Torrance, for some behind-the-scenes silliness. And while you're there, give us a thumbs up. And to see more Common Sense episodes, please subscribe to our YouTube page, Torrance CitiCABLE. Pain management is a slow and steady process. It's one move at a time. I just want to thank you so much for watching Common Sense, where we offer you a rare, behind-the-scenes look at local businesses and explore the secrets to their success.